FCC Honda. Cisco from FCC Honda. Three more official races await us here at Tarlac Circuit Hill. Up next is our FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup race number 2. We just concluded race number 1 during our morning race sessions, and that has been finished strongly by Melchizedek Ngo, followed by Renz Vigo and LJ Aria on P2 and P3 respectively. Let's see if that same podium is going to be seen here on the second race for the FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup. So for those who are watching, FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup riders are all using same bikes, same build, same everything when it comes to the one that they will be using for the race. Ayan. But the only differences are their techniques, their talents, their experiences, and how will they put that all together on this race. Halo-halo na yan. But it's gonna be a battle of skills versus skills from all these 13 riders on grid. For those who weren't able to witness our race number 1, let's take a look back at the grid. On pole is Melchizedek Ngo. On P2, rider 14A, Sesguera. P3, rider 13, Daniel Supan. P4, rider 5, Jared Mendina. P5, rider 10, Zildjian Blanco. P6, rider 11, LJ Aria. P7, rider 3, Miguel Dizon. P8, rider 6, Zanjo Guillaume. P9, rider 7, James Galvez. P10, rider 8, Ezequiel Mangalos. P11, rider 4, Lex Ambrosio. P12, rider 9, Nigel Abaya. And P13, rider 12, Renzi Vigo. Now, during race number 1 a while ago, that has been won by Melchizedek Ngo. And surprisingly, and just to, refresh my memory, last year when I was also watching this race, Melchizedek Ngo needed a stepladder to reach his bike. But now, of course, he gotten a bit taller. He need not to have that stepladder anymore. And aside from that, he also finishes really strong from that race number 1 at P1. Renzi Vigo, though, as I was mentioning that grid positioning, he started at the back of the grid from P13 but climbed up to P2. And during that race number 1, P3 finish was by LJ Aria. So yun po yung positioning or the finish, the race position finishers during the race number 1. Ito po race number 2 na nila today. Again, we'll be watching the FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup race number 2 with 10 laps of racing. 13. Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup riders on track. All are using the same bikes from FCC Honda. All are going to be racing 10 laps. And let's see if the same finishers, same positioning a while ago, will be seen after this race number 2. After po ng FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup, meron pa tayong dalawang races for today's second round of the Motul Moto IR National Championships. For those who are tuning in, if you're still waiting for more races, yes, we still have 2 more after this. We'll be having Motul Super Sport Bike GPSP, and the last race for the day is going to be Motul Super Underbone Open GP. That was their warm-up lap. We're just waiting for the rest of our riders. 13 on track. Ngo, Esguera, Supan, Mendina, Blanco, Aria, Dizon, Guiam, Galvez, Mangalos, Ambrosio, Abaya, Vigo. Red light is on. Willie from Ngo, strong launch from the grid. Early advantage being established by Melchizedek Ngo. Still followed, actually Mendina already climbed up on P2 on that first hairpin corner. Mendina is already challenging Ngo right over there, followed by Esguera on P3. So that's Ngo, Mendina, Esguera respectively, and the rest of the pack. Dizon already is on P4 as well. So medyo magkakalapit ngayon itong mga FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup riders natin in comparison to race number 1 a while ago. Itong race number 2 natin, ayan, medyo wheel to wheel po silang lahat. Ang gandang tignan, no? From FCC Honda Pilipinas. Same bikes, same builds, different strategies, different techniques, different skills and experiences. Let's see how this race unfolds. You're watching FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup race number 2. As they now cross their first lap of the race, Ngo is still our race leader, followed by Mendina, Esguera, Dizon, Supan, and the rest of our pack. Ngo trying to build up that distance. Nothing in there. No one's also bothering and challenging him. Mendina, though, or Esguera, rather, is coming in closer and possibly might challenge Mendina for that P2. Still, Mendina is on P2 with Esguera on P3. Supan slipped down now to P5. Esguera trying to challenge Mendina right over there, but nothing. Still Ngo, our race leader, with a lot to, actually this is just early on to this race, with 8 laps to go. All right, there you go. You can now see Ngo trying to build up that distance away from the pack. Still followed by Mendina, Esguerra, and Dizon, respectively on 2, 3, 4, and Supan on 5. I'm still waiting on how Vigo from P13 already climbed up to P7 at the moment. That's Renzi Vigo now on P7. Nako, tignan natin kung paano siya hahabol to the rest of the pack with only 7. Well, actually, once they cross the start and finishing line, that's gonna be 7 laps to go. So marami pa po ang posibleng mangyari po dito sa ating 9th or 10th official race for the day. We still have 2 more to go. Melchizedek Ngo is leading this race. Building up that distance away from the pack. Still Mendina on 2, Esguerra on 3, Dizon on 4. No names are being shuffled, but Vigo already climbed up to P7 as Esguerra was about to take the out. It's not Esguerra, that was Dizon taking that outer lane away from Esguerra, challenging on P3. But Esguerra is not being bothered. Still maintaining that composure as they now cross Sector 2 for more techniques and more skills to be shown from all these riders. Ganda ng commotion and pressure from behind Ngo. But Ngo is not being bothered. No one's challenging rider number 2 on P1 spot. As 6 more laps to go for the FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup race. Number 2, Ngo is still our race leader with Mendina coming in at 2nd, Esguerra on 3rd, Dizon on 4th, and watch out for Vigo, who's now on P6. Like I said, started on P13, climbing up on P6, now challenging Supan for that P5 with 6 more laps to go. Nako, baka makita pa natin si Vigo sa podium. Let's see about that on how... Oh, that's a bit of a shuffle. Nope, nothing. Malinis. From behind. Oh, taking the inner corner. Okay. I'd like to check that bike number. Taking the inner corner was Supan away from Dizon. Pero Dizon was able to maintain the composure. Now, the battle for P2 and P3. The battle for P2 and P3 is really close. No one's bothering him right there. Still Ngo, Mendina, Esguerra, Dizon, Supan. Vigo already climbed up to P4. Nako, ayan na nga po ang Renzi Vigo taking the outer lane and possibly overtaking these 2. That was a success, yes. That was a clean pass from the outer lane. From Vigo, from P13, he now climbed up to P3. Nako, ayan na nga siya. Nasa pangatlo na po si Renzi Vigo. Just breathing behind Mendina at the moment. Ba talaga ang nagagawa ng experiences and skills and techniques. At syempre, kung gaano kakapamilyar sa racetrack. Right? But still, Ngo is our race leader for this pack, followed by Mendina, as we are now down to 4 laps to go. You're still tuning in at the second round of the Moto Iron National Championships, fresh from Tarlac Circuit Hill. No one's bothering Ngo right over there, but Vigo again trying to take the outer corner or outer lane. That was wide for Vigo. Now he slid down to P4 again. So from P2, nako bumaba po si Vigo to P4. Medyo wide yung corner niya dun sa hairpin corner. So we're back again to Ngo, Mendina. Dizon right now is on P3. Is that Dizon? Let's see. Yeah, I think so. That's a single digit number 3 on P3. Oh, that's P5. That's Mendina Esguera. All right. So Ngo, Mendina, Esguera, Vigo, and behind Vigo is Dizon. Ang ganda ng labanan dito sa P2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see how Vigo is gonna take back that rhythm to take that spot, that P2 spot with 3 laps to go. 3 more laps to go, ladies and gentlemen, for this. Oh, Vigo already took over Esguera, and Dizon also overtake Esguera over there. So, no, Mendina, Vigo. Ayan na po ang shuffling dito sa likod ni Ngo. Mendina still is playing safe on P2. Tingnan natin kung paano kukunin ni Vigo ang P2 spot as he is now just behind Mendina. Ganda ng labanan dito sa 2, 3, 4, and 5. Mendina medyo na-pressure na dahil nasa likod na si Vigo. Again, do not forget Vigo actually started from back of the grid on P13 but now is climbing up to possibly finish also another, to possibly have another podium finish for this FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup race number 2 with 2 more laps to go. Melchizedek Ngo already created that distance away from the pack. Vigo now on P2. Ayan na nga. We weren't able to see what or how that pass, how Vigo did that clean pass or paano niya na-overtake si Mendina. Sorry about that. But still, Vigo is now on P2 and could possibly, with 2 more laps to go, baka habulin niya baka si Melchizedek Ngo. Tignan natin, you're still watching the FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup, race number 2. This is going to be the final race for the day for this Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup riders. They already finished their race number 1 during our morning sessions dito po sa Tarlac Circuit Hill. Bike number 13 and the rider number 13, Supan, and rider number 4 are down and are out of the race. They crashed. We are now down to the final lap of this FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup race number 2. Still, Melchizedek Ngo, our race leader, clearly building that distance away from the pack. All of them are using the same bikes, same build. But I always mention that these riders just have different skills, strategies, techniques on the racetrack. Nako, papalapit na ng papalapit si Vigo kay Ngo. But Mendina is really defending that P3 away from Esguera dahil lumalapit na po si Esguera kay Mendina for that P3 spot. On to the last corner. Melchizedek Ngo clearly on his second P1 finish for the same race, FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup. Melchizedek Ngo being our P1 winner, followed by Vigo on the same positioning as race number 1 finish kanina. But let's just confirm who our P3 finisher is. sticking that checkered flag just behind him and gonna parade that checkered flag. Again, our FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup race winner. This 10, 11, I'm not sure if that's the age, but 10, 11 years old, Melchizedek Ngo. Maraming salamat po muli to one of our event partners, FCC Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup, for building up this program for our Honda Pilipinas Dream Cup riders. For sure, these names I aforementioned for this race, we're going to be watching them out for future races to come. Congratulations once again to Melchizedek Ngo, our provisional race winner.